Hello, this is a short video on how I made this golden retriever puppy. So starting with the eye, I first blocked in and outlined with black all the really dark shadows, and then I also did the pupil in black, and I used a lot of purple and blue. And then for the highlight, I made sure that it was curved along the shape of the eyeball, which made it look really realistic. And then for the nose, I first did one layer of black, green, purple, blue, and I blended it all with a blending stump, and then went back and made little tiny marks for the highlights. And then finally for the last really detailed section, the mouth, I again started with the purples and blues and blacks. This gives it a lot of depth because if I only used black, it would look flat. So I used a lot of those colors that I mentioned, and then I made sure to blend everything out before adding a little bit of the lighter values and blending that too. And then finally for a lot of the highlights, I used a very bright soft pastel stick. It was Nupastel, that was the brand. And then for the teeth, I used a combination of white, ivory, and also really light pink. I made sure to highlight the tips and of the teeth, and then again I'm using a lot of blue basically in everywhere so far. And then for the fur, I first started with the my soft pastel sticks, which mine are Unison brand, but you could do it with anyone. And I started figuring out the shape of everything with getting the darker colors there. And then I picked just the general color of the dog that I saw in the reference photo and put the highlights of that color. And then as you can see, I'm just making little marks for the fur. I'm not making every single hair, I'm just making every single clump of hair that I can see, but I'm not matching it exactly to my reference photo. And then there's a really satisfying part where I just get to blend everything out with my fingers, which you'll see in just a second. So yeah, there we go. So I got to blend everything out like that, and then once I was done with this blending, I added little fur marks, but I only had to add the highlights at that point, so it was very fast. And then I also had his older brother. It's really cool. Great pose together. This was a really cool commission for me. It was 50 by 70 centimeters, and I hope that you enjoyed watching.